You're watching Taste of Victory.
What's up guys, welcome back. We are going back to the old format I used to do of deck profiles so I could have time to get these out in time before Nats and stuff like that, because the other way takes a lot of time editing, so please excuse the old layout. This is DigimonCard.dev though. It's an incredibly useful tool for building your decks. Thank you so much to Orange Swim and all of the team that helps them produce this website. But we got a fan favorite today. This is a cult hit in the Digimon TCG, RustTyrannomon. Tyrannomon has gotten a couple of sets of support, and now we got new ones here introduced in Booster Set 11, which I'm going to be completely honest, I completely forgot about until I had to look through the list to see what deck I wanted to do next. But yeah, Tyrannomon is in this list. It's gotten quite popular among the players, and it is a cult favorite even in the Digimon VPET line of toys. The deck is focused around battling mainly, unsuspending and attacking unsuspended and stuff like that. And rather than mess around with some spicy tech to try and make it work, you kind of just realize that, hey, battle protection is like the one thing Black Agumon doesn't have, so you should really just lean into that to try to best, take advantage of that in a Booster Set 11 format where it'll be running around everywhere. So let's go ahead and see how we're going to build up to Tyrannomon and support its main way of removal, which is battling. Let's start with our eggs, of which we are running 5. First up, we have 4 Tanemon. This is from the new set, Booster Set 11. Inheritable, your turn once per turn. When you play a green Tamer, draw 1. So we have multiple ways to cheat out Tamers, thankfully, in this deck, and we could also just always hard slam them. So to keep up that hand advantage, being able to draw 1 when doing it is really useful in an egg. And because some of our top end relies on our Tamers, we will want to be playing them out when we have the opportunity to, so that's why we're going to max out on that one. And just to have a 5th egg for that grind game, for that draw power, we have Argomon. When this Digimon becomes unsuspended during an unsuspend phase, gain 1 memory. Our Megas are pretty high leveled in DP, so they are likely to stick around if you're doing well, and then we could get the memory off of this when we unsuspend in our main phase. That'll cover our eggs, and we move on to our rookies, of which we are running 13. We're really going to be mostly toolboxing these rookies. There's going to be DP boosting, and then the rest of it is going to be toolboxing. Let's just talk about the DP boosting right now. We have this Agumon from Booster Set 11. It is 3 memory to hard slam, 1000 DP, on play reveal top 4, and add 1 Tamer card among them to your hand, bottom deck the rest. Inheritable, when you have a Tamer in play, this Digimon gets plus 2000 DP. So our Megas are 11,000 and 13,000 DP. If we go into the new RustTyrannomon, that is 13,000 DP by default. Black Agumon is typically between Inheritables and Yuya going to be sitting around 16,000 DP before it goes into Black Agumon X. Like base Black Agumon is around there. And then once you go into Gaiomon or Black Agumon X, they're going to be sitting around 17,000. So between all our DP boosting, we either like beat over that or we trade. So we want to be able to reach that threshold. So we have plus 2,000 here, which is all you can kind of really hope for with Tyrannomon. But yeah, that's why we're really focusing on that plus 2,000 DP, because we want to break those important thresholds. After that, we're just kind of same thing here. We have the Palmon for the starter deck. When attacking opponents Digimon, you get plus 2,000 DP as an inheritable, which is really great because it's a big number. Then we have Kokuwamon. This is from Booster Set 10. Your turn, once per turn. When this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, gain 1 memory. Really good for helping you extend your turns. We have Terriermon, which shuts off your opponent's memory gain except through Tamers. So it's really helpful to annoy your opponent and to tier them a couple turns potentially. Then we have Pomumon. All turns, players can't play Digimon by effects. So we don't really care about this because we're only really playing Tamers through effects, while this is really annoying to something like Monstermon and Bloomlord, although Bloomlord does have an easier way to remove this as compared to Monstermon. So this is useful there to slow down your opponents. It's basically what we're doing with our level 3 lineup. We're just toolboxing it. That'll cover our 3s. We're moving on to our level 4 champions, which is all Tyrannomon. Very thematic for once. We have the old one from Booster Set 2. This is, for all intents and purposes, a great searcher. It definitely was at the time at the very least. Now you have rookies that you can hard slam and it will do this, but like, it's good for our archetype. When Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 level 5 Digimon card and 1 green Tamer card among them to your hand, place the remaining cards to the bottom of your deck in any order. So you at least get to grab a Tamer in addition to your Digimon, so you don't have to worry about bottom decking your Taigas or Mimis. So that's good for our consistency options. We have the new Tyrannomon from Booster Set 11. It is dual color, 3 to Digivolve from a red or green level 3. Unfortunately, no special Evo box. The life of a Tyrannomon is really hard. It would have been cool if this could like Evo for 2 from a green Agumon or something at the very least, but we make do with what we got. He has 5,000 DP on play or when Digivolving. You may play 1 Tamer card with a play cost of 3 or less from your hand without paying its memory cost. Inheritable, while you have a Tamer in play, this Digimon gets plus 2,000 DP. So this does play any of our Taigas for free, and it doesn't matter if you already have one on the field or not, you get to play another one for free. So it's pretty much the Tyranno you're going to want to be prioritizing, unless there's something you have to play around memory threshold. Then we have Tyrannomon from X1. It is 2 to Digivolve from a red or green level 3, 4,000 DP. When Digivolving, if you don't have a Taiga in play, you may play one for your hand without paying its memory cost, and it's also treated as a green Digimon. So this was before they introduced true dual color Digimon. Its inheritable is, while this Digimon has Tyrannomon in its name, it gets plus 2,000 DP. So really useful there to have another way to cheat out Tamers for free, which is mainly why we are running it. However, do keep in mind, its effect treats it also as a green Digimon, so you couldn't go into this in the raising area, but I mean, most of the time you're going to be bringing this out to get the Wind Digivolving effect. Just keep it in mind if you're planning to hide in the raising area. After that, we move on to our level 5s. It is starting off, again, all Tyrannomon, so if you really like your thematic decks, this is a fun list to play. We have the old one from Booster Set 2. It's a level 5 that Digivolves for 2 from a level 4, which is pretty good, 6000 DP, and it has just an inheritable. When this Digimon deletes one of your opponent's level 6 or higher Digimon in battle, unsuspend this Digimon. And that is not once per turn, so that does synergize incredibly well with our top end. Then we have the new one introduced in Booster Set 11. It is black and green. 8000 DP, Digivolves 4 from a black or green level 4. Unfortunately, no special Evo box, which would really been helpful. But it does have on play or when Digivolving for each green and or black Tamer you have in play, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then one of your opponent's suspended Digimon cannot unsuspend during your opponent's next unsuspend phase. All turns inheritable once per turn. When this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. So that's great to safely remove security and to quickly get their count down. Being able to suspend them is really good to set up for our top end as well. After that, we move on to our level 6s. Now, truthfully, I've been debating this ratio a lot, so you can really cut down to 1 and then 4, because the old Tyrannomon really is a mid card, and that 13,000 DP by default is really important threshold for our new line, so you could go with this kind of split as well if you would prefer. But we have the old RustTyrannomon. Your turn when you have a green Tamer in play, this Digimon can attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon, which is great because you're not always going to be able to suspend them if you're not seeing that other MetalTyrannomon, so it does still let you go into your inheritables like that Kokuwamon by attacking unsuspended stuff. Then your turn, when this Digimon deletes one of your opponent's Digimon in battle answers 5s, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. So again, if you couldn't get into the other MetalTyrannomon, if you only have this one, it synergizes very well with it by being able to suspend something, unsuspend itself, and keep going to clear board. Then we have the new RustTyrannomon, which is the one I think you're going to want to prioritize because of its DP threshold. It reduces the Digivolution cost by 1 for each green or black Tamer you have in play, and then alters once per turn when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, unsuspend this Digimon. So if you go into the other newer MetalTyrannomon to try and reduce the Digivolution cost further, you do at least get 1 unsuspend, but if it's not the end of the world that it's only once per turn, because we do have that other MetalTyrannomon, and those are the only 2 ultimates that we are running. After that, we have Hidden Potential discovered for our option lineup because this card is absurd. If you see it, it is a huge momentum swing. Always run it if you can. Then we have Green Memory Boost to up our consistency. You know, search top 4, grab a green Digimon, and delay later to get 2 memory and extend our plays, or just to stop us from being memory choked as well. Finally, we move on to our Tamer lineup. Let's start off with Mimi since it's the one we're running the least of. It is our memory Tamer, which is pretty important, but it is 4 memory to play. If you have 2 or less memory, you set it to 3 at the beginning of your turn. And then main, if you have a level 5 or higher green Digimon in play, you can suspend this Tamer to hatch 1 Digia card to an empty space in your breeding area, or move 1 level 3 or higher Digimon from your breeding area to your battle area. So if you have both of these out, this could potentially set up lethal if you have the rookie in hand, you know, in certain scenarios. And if not, it's just really good momentum to get you that extra draw or to get an extra body on field. Mimi is a fantastic Tamer. Then we move on to our Taigas. First up is the new one from Booster Set 11. It is only 3 costs. Your turn, all of your Digimon get plus 1000 DP, which again is really important to break over the threshold of Blackwood Greymon X. And then your turn, when one of your green Digimon will Digivolve into a level 5 or higher Digimon card, you may suspend this Tamer to reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. So pair this with RustTyrannomon's effect already, and you could get a pretty cheap Digimon on the field when you Digivolve up into RustTyrannomon. So this is a pretty good Tamer there, especially since it's only 3 and you can play it for free. It's really nice. Then we have the old Taiga. Personally, I like the new one more because this new one, all of your Digimon with Tyrannomon in their names gain piercing. So this is cool to be able to quickly get through your opponent's security, sure. But this makes it very hard to play around your opponent's security. If they're like recovering something dangerous and you know it's in there, or if you're like playing against a deck that's just naturally pretty scary, you know, naturally has high DP thresholds that you're not breaking yet, or has really dangerous options, you may want to clear their board. So like if you do get destroyed in security, you don't get such a momentum drop, you know. But unfortunately, Taiga gives you piercing, making you always check security, making it a lot harder to be able to play around security. So there is truthfully a drawback in Taiga giving your Digimon that. However, again, it is still great and pairs really well with your ability to trash security off of the new MetalTyrannomon, so at the very least you get to clear through your opponent's security fast. It also has the effect, your turn, when Digivolving one of your Digimon into a Digimon card in your hand with Tyrannomon in its name, you may suspend this Tamer to reduce the memory cost of your Digivolution by 1. So again, more reduction there between both of the Taigas, so really good to be able to go into either of your Rusts for a lot cheaper. And that is going to be the list. Yeah, this deck is focused on aggressive battling. You want to attack your opponent's Digimon, you even have the opportunity to attack into an unsuspended if you see the old RustTyrannomon. And honestly, that's a blessing in disguise in a format where something like Black Orchidamon is running around, where its only real weakness is battling. You also get some pretty big DP boosts, like you could snipe something potentially because you get plus 2,000 off of Agumon, you get plus 2,000 off of the Tyrannomon, so your guy, your MetalTyrannomon's already sitting at 12,000, possibly 13,000 with the Taiga out, you know, so you have potential to snipe people's megas as well too with just a level 5 if they're not built up to their like big level X's or anything just yet. So there is a really fun niche here in the deck. I really like it. It's a cool deck to play around with at locals, you know, it's a fun pet deck if nothing else. I know it's a lot of fans of Tyrannomon, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. There's people way more dedicated to the list because this is like a cult hit in the game, like it really is. So if you guys are running Tyrannomon, let me know what you guys are running instead and what kind of strategy you're going for other than mine. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, remember to stay hungry until you get a taste of victory.